I swear, man, my cat sounds exactly like it. You got it.
What?
Just come listen. Just come listen.
Okay, all right.
New podcast.
Oh my God.
The only solutions
Yeah, you're right.
podcast.
Listen to that. Listen to that.
Only
All right.
solutions
Yeah,
podcast.
no, that's weird. You're right. Super weird. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, this is Graham here.
This is Ashkan.
And today's question for you, for us, I guess, but for
From
you
you, from
ultimately,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, and
is
to you.
what's your opinion on non-competes being mandatory for your employees?
Is that a thing? People at float centers or?
Well, it's a business thing. I don't know if it's as much a float center thing,
Okay.
But the idea of non-competes is if you stop working at this float center, you can't just go share all of their float secrets with the float center across town when you
Yeah.
get hired on,
Yeah, I guess I feel like maybe people have a bigger concern over it right now just because float centers are so new in some areas.
Right,
I
like if you're a
imagine if you're
barista
the
at a
nerd-
coffee shop,
right.
you don't sign a non-compete saying you're not going to work at any coffee shops for a year if you get fired from this one,
And I guess that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, is that it feels a little bit silly because it feels more like the barista in the coffee shop example. Like if you're, like you sign non-competes when you're like a high-level consultant or working for some sort of real technical something or another, when you could actually you have some sort of proprietary information that would allow you to go start, or you have a group of a relationship with a bunch of customers or your clients or something that you could take with you and theoretically start your own firm, whatever sort of business, right? Like those are the areas where I feel like non-competes have some significance. But non-competes just for your employee, your staff, working a shop feels...
a little extreme.
It feels a little extreme to me, I guess.
So I've noticed that there's a tendency. This is getting a little beyond the scope of this question specifically, but getting into running a business, especially something that costs as much money as a float tank center and you spend as much time setting up beforehand, I think there's this instinct to try to act like a big business or try to do things like you've seen bigger businesses do. And I'm not sure that's the right way to kind of approach a lot of the decisions that have to be made at a float tank center level, So you hear about things like competes, or even when you're talking to other people about your idea of setting up a float tank center, having them sign a non-disclosure or something like that in order for them to kind of hear your float tank center in so-and-so city pitch. And I don't know. I don't think that those are as necessary. Like Ashkan was saying, it's these things are important for bigger businesses because they're trying to go public or they have investors and they actually have
or
to take
bigger
these steps
positions in a much more significant...
maybe if you're talking about a manager of your franchise, like you have a float franchise and you're
or
hiring
your
on
business partner that
general...
you're trying to bring on or something. That's the scale I would start considering this is an approach. I just feel like if you were to hire someone on off Craigslist for $12 an hour and have them sign a non-compete thing, it'd be a little silly.
Also, our industry is so open and sharing anyway, it's not like the float center across town is relying on the information from someone who worked at your float center. They can just kind of go on Float Collective and get information about how a bunch of float centers open and a bunch of proprietary information. And it's never really kind of been in the spirit of float tanks, I think, to have a really tight control on that.
I mean, if you even consider the proprietary information that we're talking about here, we're probably talking, because they're not going to just randomly take all your customers with them to go open another float center.
Nor are they probably going to open another float center themselves. I mean, that's a really long,
right. That's
humongous
unlikely
process
to begin with. So what we're talking about is you protecting yourself from someone opening another float center where they already have construction knowledge and sanitation knowledge. I guess those are kind of the most technical things they'd be taking with them. And if they were to open another float center, wouldn't you want them to have construction knowledge and sanitation knowledge? It's going to be worse if another float center is next to you doing a horrible job running floats and nothing's soundproof and the sanitation's all gross. So, I don't know, I guess I don't even understand exactly what you're protecting, other than just trying to stop someone who might be interested in opening a float center from opening one near you. But, I don't know, it just feels like such a slim situation.
Yeah, so there's our opinion. Don't protect yourself at all, just kind of
Just
pull people on willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And honest, I mean, I just think putting it in the context of if someone was working another retail job, like they're working at Macy's, and are you going to have them sign a non-compete for not working at other retail places or anything like that? I don't think that at that level where you're the one behind the counter checking people in, that a non-compete is really appropriate.
Yeah.
And this comes from, we've had lots of employees leave our center and eventually find jobs at other float centers, sometimes nearby, either because they're moving for school or whatever the reason. I mean, some we've fired and they've gotten jobs at other float tank centers, and that's still been fine. We've never seen any problems arise from it. So this is something we've actively been through, and coming at the other side totally unscathed. I can say I've never felt the need for non-compete.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So for further questions, go to floattanksolutions.com/podcast and send them our way.
Yeah, and we'll give you a very blunt, one-sided opinion just like this.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Right.